Alright, what's popping? It is Thursday, my dudes. I actually recorded this yesterday, but I didn't actually have the audio on, so I wasn't actually recording anything. I was recording basically like a blank screen, me talking to essentially the wall for like 15 minutes or so. So, it is what it is, but it's really been quite a while since I really uploaded anything. But if any of you guys have seen any of my previous Block Survival videos way back in the day when I was consistent in uploading, then I already know that you already know exactly what we're going to be talking about today. I had to crawl out of retirement for this right here. I had to give my 2 cents on it. So let's just kind of jump right into it. So I guess the first thing, we've got some dank skins here for you bourgeoisie filth who can afford to just throw money away on skins. We've got a furry ISIL, which is always cool, if you swing that way, which is pretty cool. I mean, the new skins do look pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. We also, of course, have the return of the waifu bait wedding dresses for all you weebs out there. I mean, Loki, I'd buy that Jenny. I'd buy the Jenny skin. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, they were released before, so who really cares about that? A bunch of random shit right here that I don't really care about. Hanwoo, I don't really care about Hanwoo either. Fuck Hanwoo. And Rosalio has been AIDS, and Rosalio stays AIDS, so we're not talking about him anyways. But here we go. We got the real meat, the real sauce of the update right here. And like, I've been out of the game obviously for a little while. So whatever I say is basically going to be drawing from my previous experiences back in the day when I used to play like a shitload every day. So these are coming back from my experiences before. So I mean, take that with a grain of salt. So here we go. This is the big one, lads. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for these changes for like basically a whole fucking year, way back in the day. Ever since they nerfed Jenny, I've been waiting for changes like this for forever, and it's actually really really cool. I'm actually super surprised because I was like, if you would ask my past self, I was 100% sure that I would not approve of any Jenny changes that weren't just a direct stat buff. Like way back in the day, like I'm pretty sure back in the day I said as well, like if they try to fuck around with like her kit, they're not gonna be able to do it right, and she's either gonna stay garbage, or she's gonna be like insanely good. Like I always thought like just tweaking her kit is like way too finicky because like you either tweak it a bit and she's still like shit, or you tweak it to the point where like play dead has a cooldown of like 10 seconds, and then obviously she's like pretty broken at that point. So I don't know. I was strongly under the impression that she could not be fixed just unless you give her like just direct stat buffs. But man, these changes are fuego. These changes are fire. Like look at this right here. So obviously the first change right here, changing play dead. It's a really really cool change. You reset play dead when you get a kill, and I really like this a lot. This is actually super super important. A lot of times in the past, playing with Jenny, you could have effectively rushed down your opponent in the very early game. That's something a lot of people didn't give Jenny enough credit for, even back when she was like absolute garbage. People, even back then, people did not give her enough credit for being as strong in the early game as she was. Like her, almost entirely based around her kit and I guess her attack stat, she played a very very effective early game, and it was just like I said, off into late when she got really really bad, but she's always been she's always been fine at the very least in the early game. Like what I'm getting at right here is you could basically rush down your opponent and you'd be able to win the exchange out versus that opponent. Obviously, because you'd be trading play dead for killing the opponent, and obviously that's good and all because you're killing an opponent. But Jenny isn't very effective when playdown's on cooldown. That's something like it's not really that intuitive, I guess, like because it's playdead's a very weird ability because it's an ability that technically is only active for like a second when you get hit, and then obviously that's it's on cooldown, and before when it's off cooldown. Like what I'm getting at is the ability is only like doing something technically for a few seconds. When you think of it, like having played it off cooldown, it almost feels like a passive because it lets you play a lot more aggressively. It lets you feel a lot more safe when you have it obviously off cooldown. When it's not on cooldown, like when it's cooling down, I guess it is a lot harder to play, a lot harder to be more aggressive. But like just having it active is almost like a passive in itself. That seems really weird to say because it's essentially not doing anything, but it really gives you the freedom to play a lot more aggressive, build up a lot more momentum. And the thing with Jenny is she was very easy to kill her momentum. Like, she was very easy to build up momentum in the very early game, but like it was hard for her to regain momentum. But like it was very, very easy for you to kind of break her momentum because all you have to do is throw off her play dead. Obviously, the whole point of play dead is it kind of preserves your momentum in a sense, so it's kind of counterintuitive in that sense, but it really puts you kind of on the back burner once that ability has been once they use up that ability. Once you use up your first life, it makes you have to play a lot more safer. So having this ability to reset on a kill is really, really important because you have that ability to just double down, trade off your play dead, and then get a kill, and then play dead is revamped, brought back, bigger, better, faster, stronger, all that, and you have it again, and you can just do the exact same thing. So, like in the past, you could rush down and win the exchange versus one person, but in theory, you can actually just play the rush down and win the exchange versus every player in the game, as long as you follow up on the kill. So yeah, following up on kills is going to be important for sure. Actually, like getting kills is going to be important with Jenny, as opposed to just as opposed to I don't know, something like Hunwoo, where they don't really care if they finish you off, they just want to keep hitting you and getting mastery and stuff, right? Jenny is going to be a little bit more focused on like kind of Jackie's playstyle. Yeah, I would kind of compare her to Jackie a lot more now because she really wants to kind of close in on those kills. She really wants to actually finish players off. So yeah, if you can actually close in on other players and converge on those kills, converge when you weaken people, maybe Pursuit. For that reason, I feel like Pursuit could potentially give you that little extra boost in finishing people off. So yeah, I'm really happy with these changes, honestly, because this is a really, I really want to stress this. This is a really, really unique way of fixing Jenny. Because like I said, I did not think they would be able to fix Jenny without just direct stat buffs, but and there's obviously the second change, which I'm going to get into in a second, but these two changes are really, really unique ways of fixing the main problems with Jenny while keeping true to the vision they had for her. Because when they changed her, they obviously changed her with like a vision in mind of where they wanted her to go after. Because before, how she was this super safe, super brain dead, easy character to use. That like the biggest thing about her is she was just incredibly safe. Like way back in the day before she got nerfed, she was incredibly safe and consistent, and like that was the big thing about her, and that wasn't the vision they were going for her, and they changed everything to kind of fit this vision that they wanted. And I didn't like that because when they changed it, obviously she was really bad at doing what they wanted her to do. So I've never had problems with kind of what they wanted her to do. I just had problems with the fact that she couldn't do it very well. So now she's actually starting to fit into the role, the niche that they want her to fill. And having these abilities, having this sustain, having this ability to preserve momentum, build up momentum really quick, these are really, really big changes to kind of go in favor of that. Now, before I get on to revenge play, I want to talk really quickly about something interesting right here that it's untested by me, so I cannot confirm nor deny it. But I do just want to say that we have previous skill, so we have the definition here of the previous play dead, and it mentions right here set damage to 1 for 5 seconds, which is interesting. Obviously, we know this is to be true. We know this is to be true from before. We also know that obviously revenge play skill damage can stack with that, which is nice. But if you look at this right here, it says new changes, so this could either be the new definition or this could be just the changes that are making to the previous definition. But if you look, nowhere here does it mention set damage to 1 for 5 seconds. Nowhere does that mention that. So what that implies to me, and I also checked on the game, I looked in the definition on the game, like I pressed the information thing on the ability. What it seems to me is that you do not get this damage drop. And I could be wrong. Obviously, this is untested by me. I just kind of I saw these changes. I played some test games just for fun, and I wasn't able to test this because like I said, I just wanted to make this video. But this could mean that the damage is no longer dropped, and you can just slam people with revenge play. And if that's true, that is massive because, like I said, Jenny really wants to be able to converge on those kills. And if you, this basically gives her one extra full power hit at all times. And obviously that hit can be a revenge play hit. But like I said, it's like if you're at like 12 health and you can finish them off, and they, like let's say you're at like 12 health, they're at like 30 health or something. In the past, they hit you, and you might not be able to finish them off with revenge play, or you don't have revenge play off cooldown. You can't deal lethal with that. So it would basically, you would not be able to land that final hit. If this is true, then you have that opportunity to actually hit them the second time. And being able to hit them the second time is actually really, really cool because, like in the past, being at one health is a pretty big detriment. But with this change right here to revenge play, you can actually take the hit, go down to one health, and then hit them with revenge play, and it accomplishes two things. Obviously, it's going to be trying to finish off your opponent, but it's going to be healing you from that 1 HP. Like, the fact that you land at 1 HP and then the fact that you heal, that's the combo wombo dream right there. Like, that's actually the combo wombo. I'm saying right now, like these abilities they've always had synergy, but these abilities have like insane synergy right now, and I really, really like that. But like I mentioned, the attack drop is untested by me. It's just something I noticed based on the wording. It's something I noticed when I read the definition on the game itself. So keep an eye out for that. I could be wrong. I might not be wrong. But if it is a change, that's another pretty massive buff to Jenny. But yeah, so like I said, check it out for yourself. I did not check it out. I just really wanted to get this out while I had the opportunity. But the next change is, this is a really important change as well. Obviously, like the change before is really helpful for momentum and patching up that weakness that you have where it was very easy to break her momentum. But this right here, it really helps her combat out a lot, which is really nice, especially into the Lady Green, because it gives her an incredible amount of potential sustain. And I've said this for basically every healing ability we've gotten in the past. Healing is insanely good. Healing has always been good. Like, if you remember Zukai, like where he doubled up your healing, like healing is insanely good no matter which way you cut it. So like what this change in essence did is it effectively doubled the effectiveness, doubled the effectiveness of the actual ability, because you're decreasing your enemy's health and you're increasing your health by basically the same amount. So it's almost like you're doing double the damage in a sense, because like it's going to be taking them longer to kill you, it's going to take you less time to kill them. So yeah, like it's almost, in a way, it's kind of doubling, which is really, really cool. Dropped from 16 to 12, not, that's not really anything too crazy because like the healing is so worth it. Like 12% is pretty weak, I'm not gonna lie, but the healing is really good. Like the one thing that's like super, super important to talk about right here is the early game, right? Like at the very beginning of the game, revenge play is like essentially one of the best abilities in the game in like the first round, because like it's kind of like unshackled, not unshackled, just kind of like agony bearer in a sense, because like early game sustain lets you beat anybody. Like I said, agony bearer lets you beat basically anyone in the early game, which is fantastic. Zukai not really, because like Zukai's ability requires him to like have food. It requires you to actually like be making food, whereas like Cicella and Jenny now can do it just at the very beginning. They don't have to care about anything. So like imagine you're fighting an opponent and all you have is bread, all they have is bread. You have a massive, massive edge on them at the very beginning of the game with revenge play, because like Jenny has pretty not bad early game stats. It's only like their problem has always just been with her scaling. Like her early game stats are good. Like her attack stats good. Her armor is dropping, which is a little bit unfortunate. But you know what can you do? Health is the health is the health. The attack growth is dropped as well, but that's not going to be affecting her. That's not affecting her early game as much, right? Obviously, because it's her growth, not her thing. So she has a very, very effective early game, and she can stand like toe to toe with like almost anyone, especially because like she's a stab character and a gun character. So Well, okay, maybe not so much for guns. Like I, as a Jenny player, I would not want to go toe to toe like a Bernice or an Aya, I guess, or what's it, Rosie, that other broken ass character that everyone's apparently talking about. I wouldn't want to go toe to toe with those with Jenny, but in terms of stab and blade, like you can stand like toe to toe with any stab or blade character as long as like as long as Yuki doesn't like drop the Thantha too early, or not too early, but like at the right time. If Yuki drops the thing on you, then you're I guess you could be in a bit of a pickle. But if you use revenge play effectively, you can stand toe to toe with like any stab character, any blade character, and like that's fantastic. Like these changes are insanely good for Jenny, and I really like it. They're what I call like a breath of fresh air. And like I really want to stress that I'm so impressed with how Archbear's balance this. Like a lot of times, like I've criticized Archbear's balancing a lot of times. I've the fact that they nerfed her in the first place, I thought like the way that they did, I thought was really stupid. I think how they nerfed her was really bad, and I think the fact that like it took so long to notice the fact that it was really bad was also really bad. And I think there's a lot of other changes that I didn't agree with, but these are really like I need to highlight this. These are really unique and creative ways at at fixing a character without just taking like the easy way out and like slapping on like a stat buff. Like I'm really impressed with how they fix this character right here. So at the end of the day, what this is really going to come down to is how well you can play Jenny in the early game. Because like I said, she has these tools to just kind of build up a ton of momentum, just rush down a lot of characters, beat them out, beat them off, you know what I'm saying? Get rid of them, all that good stuff. She has a really high potential in the early game, but she has to like take advantage of that potential, kind of like I guess like Jackie. Like I really want to equate her to Jackie in a sense, because you can't really like all her kit favors an aggressive playstyle. Like in the past, like I said before she got nerfed, her kit favored whatever the hell you want to do. You can play Jenny aggressively, you can play Jenny conservatively, you can play her kind of mid range as well. She had a kit that could let you do whatever you wanted because she had that like it lets you like revenge play dead if you want to play super passively. Play dead is second life, and obviously second lives are huge for whatever you're doing. So a second life, yeah, obviously that's huge for conservative playstyle. Gives you a second chance. You just heal and you're back up to full, and then you're already hard to kill again. Play dead was also pretty nice for the super conservative playstyles because if it gives you a tool like if your mastery is super low, which is going to be if you're playing like hyper conservative, then you can just basically rely off the skill damage from revenge play, and it gives you opportunities to actually kill players that you shouldn't be able to kill because your mastery is so low. But like it lets you like finish players off if you like run into them, which is really cool. That's super nice for a conservative playstyle as well. But both of these ability changes now are highly favoring aggressive playstyle, and they don't really do that much for a like I said these conservative playstyles. Because if you're playing hyper conservative, then you're never going to reset your play dead. You're never going to get the kill reset for your play dead because you're not going to be killing anyone. So the fact that you couldn't really play conservative as effectively before because of the your stats, your defensive stats, that is going to be carrying over to here. You're not going to be getting the benefits of the kill reset, and the same thing for revenge play. You're not going to be getting the benefits of the healing because you're not going to have enough mastery, enough damage to actually get significant amount of healing to make it worth. So this kit is highly favoring a very aggressive way of playing. And like that's super cool. I like that a lot. I'm very happy with these changes. You should be happy with these changes. Jenny is the GOAT. I highly recommend you guys go and play with her. There's also some other kind of cool changes. Rosie is whatever. I didn't even really look over that. But the cool thing here is we've got some aptitude changes. Crude silencer. This is actually really interesting. I think it's kind of cool because like with guns, a lot of times you want to drop your bullets. You want that extra inventory slot sometimes. A lot of times you don't want to engage like a bat or a dog or something like that because you don't really. I mean, those aren't really bad because it's like one shot and then you take the item and you go. But it's kind of difficult to fight something like a bear or I mean I don't know. It's kind of hard to like fight into something when you have a gun. Maybe a better example is Wickling. it's super annoying to fight against a Wickling, right? When you have a gun, because you literally just give your opponent Wickling. Because your opponents hear the gunshots, and obviously they're going to come, and you're going to have a whole bunch of people, and then you're not going to be able to out you're not going to be able to outlast multiple opponents with guns, because you have to reload, they're not going to have to reload, you're going to miss a few. So having silencers for stuff like that has always been nice. So having this cooldown, the way to get a crude silencer for free, having the ability to drop, drop weapons if you want to. These are all really cool changes, and 30 seconds is really not anything too crazy, honestly. So yeah, this like I said, this crude silencer, I like it a lot. Like this, it's going to give you a lot of chances, because you can shoot five silence shots, and then you can, if it's with Wickling, you might have time to just finish Wickling off after the 5 shots to take the item and then go before anyone really comes in. The other thing, obviously, pursuit changes. 2 uses per cooldown. That's pretty cool. Pursuit. I just want to say, like, pursuit's a cool thing, and pursuit, it's something that I can potentially see on Jenny. The weird thing is you can't really use ammo supply on Jenny, because it's like a 50% chance you're actually going to get guns, which is unfortunate. But I mean, whatever. I probably wouldn't use ammo supply anyways. But yeah, pursuit's looking a little bit nicer, which is kind of cool. And I don't really care about any of this stuff. I just wanted to talk about Jenny. Fuck everything else. But yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, I guess I will see you guys around.